Well, all right there.
What can I say?
Drip Fed Fred.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, very much so. I mean, Ian Dury, you know, the main man. Him and hold on, is this thing on?
It's on.
Right. Well, the old headphones ain't coming out. But anyway, let's not let the truth get in the way of a good story. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was over writing a few songs with Mike over in the dam on his boathouse, and we finished off doing a few songs for a musical we was doing at the time, writing for the Our House thing. And I went back to my hotel, and there in the reception with a load of interviewers and camera people around them, stood up on a chair, and in the thick of it all was Ian Dury, just having questions and answers popped backwards and forwards. And he's cocked an eye at me. I've cocked an eye at him. And there we sat, cock-eyed. And he's gone...
I'm here all week.
That's what he said. And he said, what are you doing over here? I said, I've come to stalk you. And he thought I meant it. I said, I'll just write some songs with Mike. And there's this one we've started on, which literally we were in fits of laughter writing it, because it's one of those songs that, as Mike was writing the chords out, I was writing the lyrics. And it was one of those moments where it just flowed. And
I've never had one of those moments.
You have, oh mate, when you get a big barge go by and you get the ripples coming over you, I mean, it's mind-numbingly.
Did he have trouble with his Edam, Mike? Had to go over to take his Edam out to Holland.
No, it was his clogs he had a problem with on the wrong feet. But I got back. Ian Dury said, "I'll see you downstairs in a minute. I'm having a bit of grub." So I went downstairs and talked about this track. You know, Keystone Cops meets the Craze meets the Underworld and the Cops and Robbers thing. And I went through the story with him, and he said, "Sounds great. When we're back in London, bring it round my house. We go through it, and I'll be very interested in recording with you." And he said, "What was the name of it again?" I said, "Drip Fed Fred." He said, "You taking the piff?" I said, "Why is that?" Because at the time he was walking about with this fluid he had to carry about with him, some revolutionary drug for his colon. And I was like, "Oh, Ian, no." He said, "I'm only joking." He said, "I'll see you back in Hampstead." So I went round his place. We went through the lyrics, went through the tune, and next thing you know, we're down West Side with Clive and Alan, producers. We went in the studio. Well, I turned up at 11 o'clock on the dot, as said. And Ian Dury was literally there a few minutes after. He walked in, he recorded the track, he'd done it in 2 or 3 takes, and he was off. He had to get up, funnily enough, to Newcastle to do a load of, fly up there to do a load of interviews and stuff to, for the cause.
And was that, did you say that's the last thing you recorded?
Yeah, well, as far as I know, yeah. It was the last song ever that he recorded, and what a man, yeah. I mean, the rest of the band, some of the band turned up after he'd left, all suited and booted to meet and greet. But I said he's been and gone. He can't hang about.
There you go.
Yeah, but
now, Lee, one thing I want to ask you about was Madness famous for videos.
Are they?
Well, I think so. I mean, everything that they've done has been, to me, looked like being done on a kind of shoestring budget. But actually really worked. Like Night Boat to Cairo was one which was pretty.
That's one of my favourites. I mean, yeah, everyone was half rat faced there, and we all got presented at some point with gold records for One Step Beyond or whatever. And it was just one of those videos. It was cheap and cheerful. He had a dog running about in there, Robbo's dog, and it was just a real laugh. I mean, second to actually performing, that was a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, most of the ideas we came up with were there. I mean, the best props are what's in between your ears, just ideas. I mean, Chrissy Boy was fantastic at them. Some ideas were unpractical and just weren't in the budget. I mean, One Step Beyond, we made that, I can't remember the fella's name. If anyone knows, text it in, please. Yeah. Some American bloke, I mean, he was going down the motorway. We've been up in Leeds doing the One Step Beyond move down the street, which you may remember.
How did that start, by the way?
How did it start? Yeah. How did it stop? What? How did what? The Nutty Train start? Well, it was based on a photograph by Kilburn and the Iros. They're all standing at a bus stop, and
sounds like a song.
We sort of turned to one side, closed in, started walking, and also Chrissy Boy says he got the idea from the Ronnie Barker scene in one of his comedy sketches, where a couple of three blokes are walking down the road in with their legs sort of close together.
Oh, really?
But whatever, yeah, it was sort of a combination of that, maybe a little bit of Monty Python and just, that Englishness.
Now, going back to stuff that you've written, and...
Hold on, I ain't finished.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Right,
can I put my hand up? Please, sir, can I speak?
It's the vino. I won't stop now. I'll talk till me back teeth drop.
We've got 44 minutes to keep it in it.
Have we?
Yes.
Oh, plenty of time. Now,
Madness is only number one.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Yeah, House of Fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about it?
Well, it was released as a single and actually on an album at the time, was it?
No, it wasn't. No, that's true. That's a fact.
Jack.
Yeah, I mean, when that was number one, I think the album and single went both to number one, the only ever, whilst we were out in Japan. And we done a live broadcasting thanking everyone from the hearts of our bottom. It was just a bit, that really was a bit of a, really the homesickness kicked in then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That period, and when the Brighton, when the Brixton riots kicked off, you're over in Australia tanning yourself and
we're all right, Jack.
Whatever. Yeah, we're all right. You couldn't wait to get on the plane back home.
But something else about House of Fun that I read about, a bit of a researcher that I am, but Dave Robertson got involved and said, hold on a sec, you need a chorus with that.
With One Step, yeah.
No, not One Step, with House of Fun.
Well, hold on. Which one should we talk about? Well, the same thing, process with One Step Beyond. Woody said it in interviews. We specifically made it a length that you couldn't possibly release it as a single. I think we made it to be 1 minute, 10 seconds long. And somewhere in the night, when everyone's in bed, tucked up, out comes Robbo with his splicer, with his razor. He calls up Clive and Alan or whatever, and he finds a bit of tape. They re-record it, they cross it over, they bend it round, they bring it up. Not like today.
No digital.
Not like today. Yeah, no, we had to wind the tape on with a pen then. Now you just touch a button and bang, it's in there, or bang, it's out of there. And next thing we know, he's done a version of One Step Beyond. You can actually, if you listen closely, and you're that much an anorak, if you listen close enough, you can hear the slight sort of snippet of where it goes in or where it comes out or whatever. But yeah, he made it whatever length it is now to what you hear this day. And he done the same thing with House of Fun, where he just never had a chorus. And this is a bit of a bone of contention because it's credited to Barson and myself, music and lyrics. But what makes that song is the go away, lads, and come back with a chorus. Right? And I want it on my desk. Is that right accent?
That's Dave Robertson, yeah.
We tell you no, for sure. But I want it on my desk by Monday. And lo and behold, Chris and Suggs knuckled down to make this happen, and they wrote the welcome to the House of Fun, welcome to the Lion's Den, and it really did make the song. And I owe them a drink. I mean, they will eventually get their names on there because Chris won't let it go. 20, 30 years on, and he's still harking on about it.
Someone's just come up with
it's like a marriage in here. He gets on Victor Meldew. Sorry.
I was going to say that someone's come in with an answer with your question. Chuck Statler?
Chuck Statler, you're the man.
That's JP.
JP.
You top anorak. Yeah, Chuck Statler. Yeah, we was quite knackered up in Leeds. Done the gigs, done this, done the filming and that, and it was all ready to go. We then had to get down to the Clarendon Ballroom in Hammersmith, which is no more, where we filmed Bed and Breakfast Man. And on the way coming down the motorway, we're in our minibus, and we looks at their minibus, and Chuck Statler, there he is, pants and trousers down to his ankles with his Harris stuck to the window. And, oh, how we laughed. You know, just little things like that sort of take away maybe some of the monotony of driving up and down the M1.
Shall we hear it?
In a crate. Great days. Great days. Brings back a tear to many of my eyes.
Videos, Lee?
Yeah. No, that video, the underwater scene, which, you know, has become, you know, classic.
Synonymous with yourself, Lee.
Beg your pudding.
Synonymous, it's a big word.
If you get that tongue. So I decided to get the crew. I wanted it to be, I don't know, for some reason, I really fancied the idea of it being like a funeral setting, you know, very black, very dark. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I wanted to play the saxophone in water or underwater. And I had a vision of sort of falling back into the ponds over Hampstead Heath, not realising, you know, it was only 2 foot deep. I near enough cracked me skull open, grazed me buttock. And of course, you know, you can't see nothing because it's murky. And this was a cold month that we done the video. Yeah, I remember it being really cold, probably, you know, January, February time or something. And so we landed up taking all the crew and everyone down to the Holiday Inn at Heathrow. And we done the scene there, and rightly so, in a swimming pool where the water's clear.
Was it warm?
It was warm, yeah, it was heated. And when we arrived there, I must have got this... I know it was sort of morning, and you had stalls that went into the, you know, like a Club Tropicana type place. Stalls went into the pool, and you had like a bar area at the pool. And up there sitting, 3 or 4 of them, was status quo. Knocking back the JDs at 11, rock and roll dudes. And they started singing, yeah, down, down, deeper and down. Yeah, we had a bit of fun with them whilst they were setting up the you know, the camera bits and bobs and the angles and whatever.
Of course, taking it seriously, would have been drinking Coke and...
Oh, mate, yeah, with ice, yeah, no. Drank the swimming pool, I tell you, half of it. Yeah, that's the end result was us swimming underwater there. The whale, of course, wasn't in the pool. That was cut somewhere else. Yeah, happy days. And, yeah, they drunk us under the stalls, the old status quo.
And going back to the House of Fun, Great Yarmouth?
Yeah, that was... my dad knew the attendant, the bloke that ran the place, because it was actually shut down that time of year. And he opened it up for us. Dad put in a good word. Yeah. And Dave Robbo was very happy because I think the fella charged us to use the place all day, sort of 300 quid or something. Yeah. I mean, what a touch. And it was...
Whose idea was it to put the dresses on?
Me again. I do love a pretty Polly. Yeah,
do you know how many singles that actually sold House of Fun to get to number one?
I ain't got the pot. No.
See, I told something to Lee earlier. He didn't even know that they... How many singles do you think you've sold? And he didn't know. And be interested to know if anybody would like to come and have a guess.
Well, did you say singles or albums, or does it matter?
Well, I'm just going to check the details, the small print.
Yeah.
But if anybody out there knows, probably they'll all cheat and put, you know, internet, you know, and all that sort of stuff. But it's a big number, let me tell you that much.
Yeah.
Now, Lee, we need to do a few...
I'm down to my last $500,000.
When you hear this... No. It's all gone Pete Tom.
Oh, I should have Darren in here. He'd liven this place up. And Louis, Diamond Leg Louis, the man, and he's only got one... No, I won't go there.
I think this hurts.
Stop it. It likes it. It hurts. Hello there. Are we back? Right, another few shouts have got to go out to Scott James, Dave Penton at the Queen's Academy.
Dave Reddington.
Reddington?
Yeah.
Can you spell, James? He says Renton.
Quite clearly, I can't.
Dave Renton or Reddington at the Queen's Academy, for crying out.
He goes mad. You got to say Reddington. Redders.
This one goes out to Dave Redders at the Queen's Academy. This one's for you. We got burger without ketchup. Rich Brown, Clarendon, the man from the Clarendon, and Daz Smash It to Bits. Part Michael Bublé, part Chaz Smash. One leg, too many. Richard Brown from the Clarendon. Now, the Clarendon Ballroom, little bit of history here. I mean, it's been smashed to the ground now, sadly. Gone. But that is where Dave Robinson, Stiff Supremo, had his wedding. And a lot of you may not know this story. But he found it so difficult trying to pin us down, to find time to get to one of our gigs when we were on the pub circuit, the Open Anchor Dublin Castle thing. And there was one fella he sent along to come and see us. And I can't remember the fella's, I won't mention any names, but his initials were AC. And he left and he reported back to Robbo. Mate, you don't want to sign those. The sax player is totally out of tune. The piano player's got boxing gloves on. I mean, the singer, he's just... You'd be wasting his time. And, okay, fair enough. So, 3 or 4 months went by whilst we were being wined and dined by various record companies, Arista, Virgin, DMI, and Christensen. And Dave Robinson's got this wedding. It's at the Clarendon Ball, and we've all got to try and get there. He'll give us... Oi, don't you dare. Drop your fingers on.
Leave it, Jardo.
Sorry. He offered us £100 and a cupcake. Oi, there's big money in those days. I mean, that was just pre-decimal on that one. And... there was the likes of Reckless Eric there, Lena Lovitch, and all the stiff artists, of course, he invited along. And it was Elvis Costello's birthday on the day that he got married, and we all decided to jump off stage, pick Elvis Costello up, and give him the bumps. I tell you, he's never.
At least he was light.
He's never looked me. He's never looked me in the eye since.
Did you take his glasses off first?
I had a pair of steel toe caps. No, he was fine with it. It was Pete Thomas, the drummer, that I had a bit of a confrontation with. But anyway, come on, it's meant to be up. Anyway, I won't count it. I'll save that one for the book, that's for sure. And, I was meant to meet my then fiancée there, Deborah Fordham, downstairs. And I'm going to say this live on radio. I left the building, I went down the stairs, I went round a corner, and there's 3 or 4 entries at Hammersmith Tube Station, and I checked every entrance on the dot. And could I find her? No. So I went back upstairs to the party. I mean, I can't hang about. I'm a pop star. I played on the Queen's roof.
That's what.
I got the leg to prove it.
I was going to say, Lee, can you tell me that story that you told me about Buckhouse?
No.
Or is that's a bit naughty?
No, it's naughty. I don't think.
What did you say to the Queen? Because I saw a picture I saw the picture of you with the Queen in your top suit.
I did say to her, I leant forward, and I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. You're meant to be invited to speak to Her Majesty, and rightly, well, fair enough, each to their own. I mean, I'll talk to anyone. And we're in line there, and I tell you, in the background, I don't even remember shaking Charles' his hand. Madge
That's
is
because
in line.
It was Camilla's.
Yeah, I know. Gives a good polish. So anyway, we were in line there, and she's come over, and I just couldn't contain myself. I just leant forward. I just said to her, looked her in the eye, I said, "Mum, we can now retire gracefully," meaning the band, us, the band.
We've got the crown jewels.
She sort of stiff upper lipped and walked away. But I sort of floated. It's strange. I don't know what it is. I just sort of floated away and sort of wafted off. And I'm not a real sort of royalist. And in the background, there's a picture of Camilla and Charles. I must have walked off in a daze. I bumped into Elton John. He pinched my cheek. Round? He pinched my cheek. Facial cheek. Hey, I said, "Get away! You can't come this way." Security got me pass out. I said, "Look, pass." I mean, I had the fez on, the gold fez and the red, gold and green check suit. I mean, that was a dead giveaway. He said,
while you're on that, what is the history of the fez? And the sunglasses.
I mean, Tommy Cooper's the best. he is the man.
Yeah.
You can't touch him. All right, you got Lauren Hardy, come close, if not closer. But Tommy Kerr, I just remember I used to watch him with my dad as a kid, him and a lot of football, a lot of boxing. He's a big sportsman, me old man. Over the wall we go. Daddy was a bank robber.
I don't believe that.
It's
not just a Clash
There was
song.
only two gangs in the late 40s, early 50s that worked with your Jelliganoid. And that was the gang he worked for and the other gang. And so when they'd done a safe, I mean, the police didn't have to knock on too many doors.
I want to say, we've got quite a big listenership with the police, you know that?
Well, anyway, yeah. Well, it was a great film. It was a great film, that. Yeah, the Lavender Room, was it? Yeah, fantastic film.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so where was we? On the other hand, I got four fingers and a thumb. Excuse me, my teeth itch. Bloody hell, I'm leaking. Oh, we sat on Chelsea Bridge, the love of my life, dangling our feet in the water. She had lovely red hair. Ran all down her back. None on her head, just all down her back. I cocked an eye at her. She cocked an eye at me. And then we sat. Cockeye!
Meanwhile, Lee does like a bit of war.
Back in the jungle.
We're going to play some music. We're going to come back and say hello to a couple of people and more chat. Lee Thompson should have been on the stage. Well, he was, but he only played the sax. He should be telling a few jokes.
With me rocking chair, me Pringle jumper, Val Doonigan rules.
Earth to Lee, are you there?
So I just fell off me chair. Yeah, a few more. Have we got time?
Yeah, we got Shout.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
A few shouts. A Mandel paddle duck. Wang, wang. A Mandel paddle duck brown. Hello, me. Why is that? What do you... All right. You are a legend. I don't know whether I'm meant to be speaking into this or not. Yeah. Let the music play on.
Sorry.
Let the music play on.
Sorry, Lee, I'm putting him off.
Right, shall I give a few shout-outs? Let's get back on track here.
Yeah.
Shelley Soul. Jeanette, hello. Andy H. Tunde, Tunde. Is that pronounced right? Tunde. Hello, Tunde. Do you want to buy a pink elephant? Jane Mann.
Yeah.
John Duckworth.
Oh, yeah.
From the Rovers. Paul Lawrence. Why does that name ring a bell? Paul, why does your name ring a bell? Nicky George. And last but not least, the big fella, Lofty.
Lofty.
Right, gang.
The small fella.
Yeah, Steve Lown.
The little fella.
He's coming along. Oh, we got a gig in Enfield in September.
Whereabouts?
It's some horse show. Back of an horse and cart.
A horse show?
No, it's some do they have up there at
Are
the
you
beginning...
going back to your roots now, Leo?
At the beginning of September. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. Shove halfpenny Skittles and...
How much to get in?
Throw the horseshoe. 15 and 6. Probably, I don't know, it'll be a weekend ticket event thing. All-day festival. Might even be a freebie, hopefully, funded by your Enfield council. I mean...
Ooh, nice one.
They can afford it. They got loads. All they cater for is the OAPs. It's the votes that count.
Stop.
We'll open up a few...
Just had a thought. Go on.
Youth clubs.
Stomp Radio. Who's on at 10 o'clock? It's only Cole D with his bag of tunes.
Get out of here.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I'm staying for more.
Cole D.
We're all staying up for Cole D.
We are indeed. And this is another Lee Thompson choice. Not a Madness song. Not a Ska Orchestra song. But, Lee, ready?
What we got?
No.
Oh, don't do that.
This is playing up. This is playing up tonight. I know.
Yeah, turn your fingers. Yeah.
Your sack.
Turn that glass of wine round your chops, is it?
I don't know. I'm a bit scared to put this on, right?
Just
Lee,
do it.
keep talking.
Right.
Right, this is Lucky 21. We don't know what this is.
Go on, press it. Let's see what happens. Nice string section. Ray Charles? Oh, gotcha, Sam Cooke.
Indeed.
Excellent. This is the song that changed it.
Sam Cooke. Lee, that was a fantastic choice, mate. We were trying to work out in the pub last week after a couple of Sambucas and a few pints. Ray was getting them in.
Yeah, did you say he'd done it? Discotheques and the Sex
No, I
Lights.
thought it was. I thought for some reason I thought it was Ray Charles, but which I thought was a good shout at the time, but I couldn't sleep straight.
No, and I thought it was. Can't remember his name.
Yes,
but we got it in the end. Sam Cooke, fantastic song.
I think you need to say hello to a couple of Deb's pals, Catherine Millfield, Maggie. They're listening in. Just thought I'd let you know.
Oh my good God! Me missus.
Big Mick.
Who
Who likes a parking ticket from time to time.
Oh, where?
Parking outside the mitre. It's all good. Lee, you got anything to say? You was going to blind me some science. The Craig Stadler.
What was we
Not Craig Stadler, was a golfer.
Chuck. Chuck Statler. Yeah, that was sent in by Stu, Dagenham Stu. What a man. I mean, he is a walking rock and roll dictionary. I've got this Trivial Pursuit rock and roll game at home, and it specialises mainly in 60s music. Well, you know, he might as well have walked out the house with me crown jewels. He won hands down. He knows everything. He knows the colour of Joe Brown, Tommy Still's socks. Thank you for that, Stu. Yeah, Chuck Statler. What a guy.
Man. There's a couple of people we missed, and I'm going to get Lee to repeat them after me because it doesn't sound so good from me. But we got Barry Benton, who went to see you at the O2.
Yes.
CB Bazza. Andy H, the stuntman. Can you?
Gotcha. Yeah. Hello, Andy.
Kate and Gemma, sisters. Yeah, they're in. Jeanette, who's from a sick bed, not feeling too great.
Oh, mate.
And Alan Hush, who has been known to wear a kilt from time to time.
Matron. He's out of my job.
Obviously, Tunde. And we got a tweet up with the Funk Club. So the people in the Funk Club, Lee, if you fancy a drink next Monday up in Soho, we're all going to the Tweeter. We're going to have a few drinkies.
When's that? Next
Monday, Monday, 11th.
So what, daytime, Monday Club daytime or evening?
Or slightly evening time. I know you pop stars can do daytime or anything like that.
Well, it's just getting back. I mean, last time I went down Soho, I landed up in Barnet, but then never got off the train, woke up and was landing up back down in Morden.
Lee, how...
Kenningham, south of the river.
I was going to say that.
Having permutations.
What you don't know about me and Lee Thompson is... Probably don't need to know this, but we've appeared on stage together. Do you remember that, Lee?
Of course I don't. Where was that?
Fagin.
Oh, yes, at the...
over the school with Peter!
Yeah. No, that was Peter, the director. He was in Bouncers, the
tall fella.
Stage production of Bouncers. Yeah, I think he's over in Aussie now. Yeah, I just got back from doing a 6-month house exchange over in Brisbane. They came over here, we went over there, blah, blah, blah. And when I came back, he'd immediately asked us if I fancied playing a part in Oliver. I said, I'll only play one part. I said, and that's Fagin, my dear.
I'm reviewing.
I would like to have the honour of your most intimate acquaintance, Oliver.
I'm reviewing the situation. I was just one of the chorus, you know. Anyway, Lee, we've lined up. Was it Love Struck?
Love Struck or NW5, either of the two. I mean, let's toss a coin.
Let's toss a coin.
What you got there? What's the
first? I think
it's
Love Struck.
Yeah, that'll do something.
Okay.
Staggering home.
I was rather hoping that Lee was actually going to join in with a chorus there because it's such a happy song.
It is.
Love Struck, falling from a lamp.
No, it was a toss-up between that and NW5, but I think that one just pips it. I mean, no, it's one of Mark Bedford's all-time favourites, and you can hear that in his bass palette playing. I mean, it is velvet.
I was going to say, have you actually? If I said to you any Madness record, have you got a favourite, even if you hadn't written it?
No, I have. I've got a certain quirky liking for In the Middle of the Night. It's to me, it's it could have been.
Pardon.
It's just the theme of it. It was just quirky. I mean, I carried on the theme on absolutely with Close Escape, but Suggs wrote the lyrics to that, and it's Lieber and Stoller. I mean, it's the sort of thing that they would have written, you know, or if Suggsy was a writer in that time, would have written it for the Coasters. You know, it's just it brings a tear.
So how often do you see the guys? You know, because you probably spend a lot of time working together. You probably don't want to socialise too much.
No way. No. Jesus. I spent many years trying to get away from it. I mean, I'm having a bit of a sabbatical from madness at the moment. I'm not doing
All of 2 weeks.
all of 2 weeks, yeah. Until the price is right, until the budget run low, the finances run low, I suppose. No, I still really enjoy it, but it's nice to have the freedom to do this with a bunch of blokes that are, very hungry. What? Low lives. What'd you say?
No marks.
And this album, just briefly, can we talk about the Scar Orchestra? Or is that
Well, of course, Lee. We're back with the Scar Orchestra because we're going to finish off with the Scar Orchestra. We were going to do Marvin, but unfortunately run out of time. But hopefully, maybe
mate.
Lee, we can talk you into coming back again and doing it again at some stage.
Yeah.
Probably 6 months, 9 months, maybe a year.
You couldn't have fooled me, man.
I know.
You could have. No, if I'm going to play a track for you, how much time we got left?
Well, we've only got 4 minutes, so
Bunga Sit Down and Wonder On.
Okay,
Which is
which number?
Prince Buster song, which is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, I think, maybe 15. Who gives who's?
We're going to go 14.
What's
It's
the number?
it's like a Russian roulette.
Well, let's see what it sounds like. In the meantime, I'll read out a few shouts.
Shall we? We can't.
Thank you very much. That's better.
About time,
I needed that. It's what your left arm's for. Holly Walsh, Holly Patton, Bobby and Liam.
Payton. That's the Holly Payton.
Payton Place. Holly Payton, Bobby and Liam, Paul O'Bany.
Paul Owney.
Paul O'Bany.
Albany.
Jester. It's easy for you to say.
Jester's going to be doing the editing of this show, Lee, so we need to be very nice to Chester.
Oh, nice one, Chester.
And he blanked you, because he was supposed to be here tonight. That's why JT...
Chester. Oh, he makes me laugh, he does. Not forgetting the Solstice Crew. Last but not least.
The Solstice Crew.
This man here, he's in Stockholm.
Who's this fella?
JOC, John O'Connell. Solstice Crew.
Hello, Jock.
He is in Stockholm.
Hello, Stockholm. I'll tell you what, how far Stockholm from Brussels? We just found out we got a gig over there in
quite a way.
September.
A couple of buses, Lee.
We got
have to change.
I tell you, you're over there. How long does it take on a Eurostar? I mean, it's like 75 quid a pop. There and back in a day. We got some jazz festival. I mean, jazz. Meet jazz.
Nice.
I mean, I can't blow a note.
Nice. Always you can. Well, listen, guys, we are out of time. Lee Thompson, El Tomo, Mr. Kicks Thompson. So glad you came.
Yeah, it's nice for having you.
And
having you.
Maybe we can do it again sometime. You never know.
Yeah.
Lee lives on the edge, so it's all good.
Well, it's all local.
Thanks to the chat room. Catch us on the podcast and on the repeat 11 o'clock Friday morning, UK time, following Georgie Broomfield, he of the Second Image fame. And thanks to Jamie T.
Thanks, mate. It's a pleasure being here, listening to you.
He's been immense. He's been on my
and
rock.
watching Lee show you how to be a true professional.
Kept him on his toes.
Yeah.
I have to say.
No, thanks for everyone listening in. It's been an honour and a pressure. You've made a happy man very old, and must do it again sometime. Yeah,
so, Lee, if you can say Coldy next.
Pardon?
A Coldy next.
A Coldy next?
No, Carl D.
Carl D next.
He's on next.
Oh, Carl D. Hey, man, because Carl D next is on next. Play.
We'll leave it with Scarlet. Sorry. And we're going to play this all the way. And if the adverts get a little bit messed up, sorry, guys, the sponsors don't pay enough anyway. Till next time, it's Lee Tomo saying goodbye.
Goodunga.
And Jamie T. And Gilo Boy. See you in 2 weeks' time for some proper Gilo stuff. But this has been emotional.
You see, in the dancing moon.